Hello, good day to you all, and welcome to my YouTube channel. It's Dig It Deep. And last week we started a series on Just Do It, and this week we're going to continue on that same series, Just Do It Series 2. And for those just joining us on this channel, my name is Arasi Dorcas, and I remain your host, like unchangeable host. Sorry, I'm not God. But I remain your host on this channel, and it promises to be fun, flexible, and factual. Trust me. So, as we just go straight to the main talk for today, Just Do It Series 2, I will try and do a recap of what I said last week. In case you've not watched the video, go to check for the link and watch it so that for better understanding. So last week we talked about how we can just do it, how we should do it, in as much as we're thinking we're not capacitated, in as much we think capacity, like there is no provision yet. Okay, this is big. In as much as this is looking bigger than you, can you just believe God and do it? Can you just trust God for provisions? That was what we talked about last time. I shared a testimony on how I just had to just do it in 10 minutes time. In 10 minutes I had to change the topic of my oral exam. And because of just that obedience, that was somebody's answer. That was somebody's answer. My obedience was just somebody's answer to prayers, to burdens. So today I said that I promised I was going to be sharing my own experiences on about Just Do It. So today we're talking about Just this series 2, and let me start sharing my experience. I know it's fun. You want to listen. It's fine. In fact, you will be happy for me that I do it or that I did it. Sorry. Okay, so sometimes last year I started a platform, Singles and Marriage with Arasi Dorcas, and I'm not gonna finish that. I'm not gonna finish the episode here. And it was so funny that when I started, even me, I didn't know how I started it. Let me just pause so that I won't be distracted. So I didn't even know how I started the whole talk show. I know before then I used to post. I come on WhatsApp, I use my status, I used to post a lot of talks on relationship, I will post questions, I will tell people, okay, so right now comment, I will tell people this is what we should do. Don't worry, send voice notes, I will type it out and I will post. I was just enjoying it. So somebody just messaged me and said, that was Joy, said, why don't you check for podcasts instead of you typing? Don't you get tired? I was like, I'm already used to it. In fact, I'm enjoying it. That why don't you just start using podcasts? So he sent me some links for me to check on YouTube, and when I checked, I was like, hey, YouTube. As in, everything podcast was very expensive. The microphone, the speaker, I was like, I'm not ready for it. I don't even have the money, so I just covered that case, like I buried it. There's no point wasting time. So I was still enjoying myself. I was still doing my typing, and I can remember that fateful day I was at home and I just came back from service. That was 2019. That was last year, and I was just lying down on the bed. And it was on Friday, 8 p.m. Around that 8 p.m. and something. Holy Spirit told me. Sorry, I had to say something. Holy Spirit told me, and he said, pick up your phone and type 8 p.m. in Nigeria's time. I was like, okay. I was typing. And everything I was typing, I was saying, thank you guys for this and that edition of Singles and Marriage. And it was just flowing. As in, everything was just flowing at that point in time. I can remember the topic which there was cohabitation. As in, I was just, from left, right, center, everything was going on well. And by the time I was done, and I typed, thank you all for joining us for today's episode. I'm appreciating my team. As in, everything was just flowing at that point in time. I can remember the topic which there was cohabitation. As in, I was just, from left, right, center, everything was going on well. And by the time I was done, and I typed, thank you all for joining us for today's episode. I'm appreciating my sound engineer, my mixer, my PA, the makeup artist, and all that. And I even said, follow us on social media pages, YouTube, and all that time when I was mentioning those social media pages, I never created one. Never posted anything on any social media, just on my WhatsApp status. So even me, by the time I was done, I was like, what did I just do? Like, am I fine? Am I okay? I was asking myself question. I was like, okay, I just continue. I had to leave Ogun State, my parents. I came to my sister's place. And that Sunday night, that Sunday night I was praying, and I just had the Spirit tell me, message Benga, ask him for What's the difference between podcast and Mixer app? That was around Sunday. That was Monday morning. That was around 2 a.m. So I messaged him, bam, bam, bam. Hello, good morning. Sorry for this disturbance. Sorry for messaging you this early. What's the difference between Mixer app and podcast? And the explanation he gave me shows that Mixer app is just too easy, just too simple, very cheap. So that morning when I got to the office, I just opened Mixer account. Singles and marriage lockers. I called on my friend, Tolu. I told him this is what I want to do. And at that point, I created Facebook pages on that Monday. I sent details to my friend. If what will be on the details, I don't know. I think that it's a relationship talk. You understand? It was going to be a relationship talk. So they sent details to me. They sent me flyers on Friday. On Wednesday, I started reposting. A lot of people posted and they joined on Friday. When people started joining on Friday for our programs, it wasn't that smooth. Now, let me tell you, it wasn't that smooth. First broadcast, that was April 13, 2019, we had 50 listeners just on the very first day. So second broadcast dropped because even myself, I was not gathered. A lot of punches were coming at me. Who are you? Are you married? A lot of questions were coming. And at that point, I broke down. And I was asking myself, who sent me message? It was just an instruction I was just following. I was not even asking Holy Spirit, so what will now happen if I now start this? I was just doing it. Carry your phone, press this, take your phone. I was just doing it. I was not asking. So by the time those pressures were coming, I was like, why did I start? Now I can't go back. What am I going to do? At some point, I shut down every social media of mine. Like, for now, let me go and be sure that God was speaking to me. So by the time I was going to get some answers back, I went on personal trip. I was supposed to go for 1 month, but God in His infinite mercy gave me 1 week, which I went and I came back. By that time, I was more confident that yes, what I'm doing is not by flesh. A lot of people were questioning, are you married? And I was like, God, why did I start? Because I have started, I can't go back again. So by the time I continued, a lot of things, sometimes I'll just do some write-up, I'll just post, and somebody will tell me, this is what we just preached in church. This is like a confirmation to what I'm asking. And somebody will just message me, this is what you just spoke about is what I'm going through. I know at some point I was always telling myself, why did I start? Why is it me? I shouldn't have started. Why did I do it? What came over me? Those were questions I was asking myself. What came over me? What was my problem? Now I have started. People are waiting to see the end. I can't go back. I knew very well that yes, it was the Spirit of God speaking to me. But why did I even start? Why did I obey at the first place? So by the time I started doing it, a lot of questions, testimony, sometimes one testimony will just, if I won't even eat sometimes at night, I would just be saying, thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. But then it wasn't easy. Now this is an encouragement to somebody that in as much as you feel you're not capacitated, a lot of times we have questions, we want it answer. But you can't get your question answer until you do it, until you take your step. There's some questions I wrote down that there was no answer to them. I can tell you that at least out of those questions that I wrote down when I started last year, April, I've gotten answers to some in the journey. You might not get answer to those questions if you don't just do it, if you don't start. Now, your answer lies when you start. Your answers will come when you start. If you don't start, all those endless questions you are asking will not come. Imagine Abraham saying, God, which country am I going to? Is it north? Is it west? Is it just? Is it Anambra? Is it Ebonyi? Is it Delta? Is it Kano? Is it Imo? If he was asking God question, God wouldn't have answered him. God just said, carry your bag and start the journey first. And along the line, God was saying, turn left. You are going to this place. I'm giving you a greener pasture. That was when God was answering those questions. Now, your answer lies when you start. Your answers will come when you start. If you don't start, all those endless questions you are asking will not come. Imagine Abraham saying, God, which country am I going to? Is it north? Is it west? Is it just? Is it Anambra? Is it Ebonyi? Is it Delta? Is it Kano? Is it Imo? If he was asking God question, God wouldn't have answered him. God just said, carry your bag and start the journey first. And along the line, God was saying, turn left. You are going to this place. I'm giving you a greener pasture. That was when God was answering those questions he had in mind. But he just like to believe God for who God is. So same thing to you. Today I'm coming here to encourage you with my own story. Now, in as much as I'm very young and very little, whatsoever you want to say, and God is still helping me. I can't count the number of testimonies I have gotten. People will pray thank you for it, and I'm like, yielding to what? To Kenny? Yielding how? But those were testimonies that, yes, I am. Sometimes I will ask questions like, God, am I sure? Is it Holy Spirit that's speaking to me? Those times will come. Like, is it truly the Spirit of God is talking to me like this? Abi, I'm joking. Abi, But then those questions, when people now come back and tell me this was what happened, then I knew, okay, truly the Holy Spirit is the one sending me a message. Truly Holy Spirit is the one directing my path. Truly Holy Spirit is the one leading me. So you might not get answer to all your questions, but one thing is certain, you will surely get them. But then your getting them is dependent on you just starting, on you just doing it. Now a lot of circumstances might surround you, a lot of factors might hit you hard, but one thing is certain, just do it. Just start. Now, me, it was like a joke. Within 1 week, flyer was ready. How I'm going to be doing flyer, I was not sure. Now, for every of our program, I have flyers printed out for it. It's glory to God for that. By that time, I was thinking, And I just spoke with my friend. And I was like, no problem. Just let me know. Give me time. Give me enough notice to it, and I will do it. That was all. And I was like, wow. God is wonderful. There are times I will have to pay for subscription. There is no money on me. I'm like, God, we have program this Friday. What are you saying? What are you doing? Something miraculous will just happen. That is the heart of obedience, of you just doing it. There are times that when I started the talk show, the Singles and Marriage, I see as, oh God, that is I will cry. That is I will weep before the show. That is I will cry after the show. That is I will feel very. In fact, sometimes I used to feel lesser of myself. That who sent me? But because I just decided to just obey the Spirit by starting now that, okay, I shall start. That might be like, oh, thank God I shall done what you say I should do. And questions, in fact, there are times there was a day I wrote down questions that, what exactly am I sure? I was just writing out questions. What is the future of this? Where is it going? A lot of things were coming in. But I never got answer to any of those questions at that point in time. There was no answer. I was just people. As anytime we have topic or any time there's a special to talk on the topic, I will just post. I will just send to the flyer. This Friday we're talking on handling your convention. I want to marry. A lot of questions will just come. But those other questions I wrote down, I didn't get answers to them. But in the midst of me doing what God said I should do, my answers were coming. So I want to encourage somebody today, as you're watching it, just do it. We're on a series, just do it. This is the second series. The last one will be posted next week. So I want to encourage you all. No matter how the assignment is looking big, it might be looking like, no, this is not possible. Am I sure? Like, there are times I will just hold my head and be like, hey, Kenimokora, see, you know how we can be as a Yoruba lady. I will put my hand on my head, I will be crying. What is this? Who say? Asking questions like, Kindemo, Kimati Berel. Apologies to those that don't understand Yoruba. And I should have known, I should not have started. But those things are to break us, are to make us into that package in which God has decided to make us into. So if you don't start, you can't become that package. There is a version of you that God has already created, and this is the version of Dorcas I want her to be at the end of it all. Now, what is making me a particular version? But I can't just jump to that version except I go through that process, except I start that assignment is saying I should start. You understand? A lot of times I will hear prophecies, this is you, this is this is this, this is this. But all those things will not happen if I don't just obey simple instruction. That simple instruction starts from you just starting. Just doing it. Just doing it. So I want to encourage you, no matter the circumstances, no matter how it's seeming like, you need to bless, in matter I used to tell people that's pillars where God has kept us. In as much as you are kept in a particular pillar, finances, family, religion, economy, music, entertainment, fashion, you're supposed to be a blessing to somebody. You're supposed to allow people bless God through your own life, through your own experiences. You're supposed to win souls for Christ, even without you saying, accept Jesus Christ as your Lord and personal Savior. So that is why you just need to start. Don't limit yourself. Don't have this mindset that I can't get there. People have gone ahead of us. Let me tell you, our journeys are different. Our timing are not the same thing. And we are supposed to become different version of you. Like you're not supposed to become another version of another person. You're supposed to be a version of Dorcas, not a version of Tominsin or of Tolani. No. I'm supposed to be a version of me which God has created. So stop envying or stop looking at another person's calendar or another person's clock. So please, whatsoever that instruction that is coming to you, just do it. You cannot afford to be a waste on this earth. You cannot afford to be to just live, or you're not existing. How do I put it? You must live a life of impact. So sincerely, I want to encourage you all. In as much as it's looking like you can't do it, but I'm here to tell you that you can do it. I'm here to say that provisions are available. You might not see it now until you take that step. Just take that step and you see God at work. Thank you all for those that have joined me today. For those that are watching the video, thank you. And if you want us to talk, you want us to chat, you can send me a message at digidip@gmail.com. I'll be waiting for your opinion. And please don't forget to like, comment, and share. And also, if you have not subscribed to our channel, kindly subscribe and activate your notification bell. It's very important. Activate your notification bell. And you can also follow me on other social media pages, Arasi Dorcas, and don't forget our Friday gist. Yes, singles about Arasi Dorcas. Every Friday on Mixel application. Link in my bio. Do well to follow us, and don't forget, as you're going, or as this video is ending, just go and do that assignment God has told you. Go and do that impression that thing God has impressed in your heart. Don't wait for when you have that money. Don't wait for when you think you have that spiritual capacity. You have it now. Just do it. Just obey. Be like Abraham. Don't complain. Stay tuned. Stay connected. I remain your host, Arasi Dorcas. Bye for now.